Let's talk about this showdown. USA onto the knockout round in this Olympic basketball tournament. It gets tough. Spain is the opposition. Who's your captain for this matchup? Spain, USA.
So look, I think there's a lot of value here in this showdown. So I'll just say that. And I think that with that, you can pay up at captain. And now I'm very surprised that Kevin Durant is only 14.4K to own in the captain spot. That's the third most expensive play. Rubio and Damian Lillard are ahead of him. I would eat this up. I would take Kevin Durant, put him in my captain spot. We saw in that last game, which ended up being very close, that he is the questioned leader of USA men's basketball against Czech Republic. It was pretty close for 3 quarters, and then, obviously they ran away with it. This is a situation where, I think you're probably not getting the true price on Kevin Durant because, against Israel or, against Iran, rather, they didn't really have to play him many minutes. They didn't have to use him as much. But the usage in the France game and in the last game were very, very high. So I think Kevin Durant is a solid play once again. He just didn't shoot quite that well in the France game, shot much better over the weekend. So I think that he is going to be my captain. And I know he's going to be popular coming off a historic game, but I think it's definitely worth it.
So if Durant's your captain, who makes the most sense to then stack with him in your lineup?
I'm stacking Chris Middleton with him. I don't know why he's only $3,600. I think what we're getting here is we're getting that first game against France baked in where he had under 5 fantasy points, played 6 minutes. He was coming off the NBA Finals, obviously wasn't going to get run into the ground. His minutes have increased since then with every game. 16 against Iran, 23 against the Czech Republic, and we saw him do his job, hit a few jump shots, fill up the stat sheet, scored 8 points, 20 fantasy points. This is one of many great value plays I like on this slate because I think, again, we're starting to see who the USA wants to rely on in these games that end up being close. I think that they're sort of out of patience with Jason Tatum. I think that Chris Middleton's a guy that's going to take his spot, and I think that he's going to end up running with most of the starters and playing a lot of the minutes, especially in crunch time. With a tight spread here, probably the USA's biggest test against Spain, I do think that he'll play a good complement of minutes, and at $3,600, you just can't pass him up here, and it kind of neutralizes some of the costs of Kevin Durant in the captain spot.
So I'm following your lead. If this was the plan, $8K is the average remaining salary for a player. We got to get some Spain players in there. So who's a player from Spain you're looking to have in there?
Yeah, so if you're looking to get a little bougie, I think there's no question that you want to pay up for Ricky Rubio. $10,000. He is, as I said with Kevin Durant, is the unquestioned leader of Team USA. He's the unquestioned leader of Team Spain. 38 fantasy points per game in this tournament. He had 37 last game, and that was with only one of his 8 3-point attempts going down. So if Ricky Rubio shoots the ball a little bit better here, I do think that he's going to maybe even lead all fantasy players in this game. So I think that if you can afford it, I would want to put Ricky Rubio in there. Of course, Drew Holiday is a very good defender, so we're not really sure, what's going to happen there. Damian Lillard, okay on defense as well. But look, I'm looking down in the bargain bin for 2 other guys in Spain that I really like. Sergio Rodriguez is a legend in international play. $2,600. He's cheap, and he's only hit 2 of 12 threes, and he still managed to play close to 20 minutes and score a decent amount of fantasy points per game for you. I think that, we scream shooting variance all the time in NBA DFS. He could easily get back hot from 3, start to have his first good game of the tournament, really shooting the ball. And at $2,600, all you're really looking for is like him to hit a couple because he can contribute in the assist column. So I like him. And Pau Gasol at 4,000. He's played 15 minutes a game. He has not gone under 17 fantasy points. I know that the salaries, the way they work out, you're probably looking for him to maybe go over 17 fantasy points, but we've talked about all tournament long. The USA is weak down low. They have a weakness in the front court. You can target the big men against the US. We've seen plenty of them go off. We saw Andre Balvin for Czech Republic last game. We saw Haddadi with Iran. And Rudy Gobert. I think that this is another big man that could go off against Team USA. I like Pau Gasol.
Kenny, let's go to the sports book before we let you go on the NBA Olympics front. Team USA, 12.5-point favorites, -800 on the money line. Neither of those are great lines, unless you want to back Spain here. But if you're backing Team USA, how are you approaching this game from a sports betting perspective?
Well, I can give you a player prop. There's a player prop I really like on Team USA side, and I don't know if it's really what the producers were looking for with the question, but I like Jason Tatum under 14.5 points. Why? Because he's a very bad international basketball player, Glash. It just hasn't worked out for him. You look at the 2019 FIBA World Cup, he scored a combined 21 points in 2 games. He played 24 minutes against France, scored just 9 points there, 1 of 5 from 3. He did have a good game. He scored 27 points against the Czech Republic after scoring 14 against Iran. I think that people will see that. They go, okay, well, Jason Tatum getting high. Let's buy in. I'm selling high on Tatum. Just don't think that his game really fits in FIBA, and I don't think he's a guy that I'm going to be targeting in DFS, or I'm going to be looking to short his stock at the sports book. And on the other side of things, at DraftKings, if they do end up posting a player prop on Chris Middleton, because I didn't think I saw it, I would take the over on Chris Middleton points as a way to counteract that. Maybe Zach LaVine over 9.5 as well. I just think that he's going to lose some of his playing time. Jason Tatum, I think he's probably going to shoot himself off the court here, and I would look to target some of those USA wings.